Sisters,
we shall not yield to tyranny.
our cause just we will prevail. The fight
Hello,
for our
Mr.
rights.
Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
Mr.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty. This is what
so
American
freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is bravo. Brothers
I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, there's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see that, man. So
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real coach. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Payne's word captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
With
Welcome to my
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
To the encampment. For liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
Endures through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Our cause in
doing. I'm going to go out on the limb and say anybody that sits in that oval does not like Americans. They love United States, though, which is the politics, but they don't love the Americans. Americans are farmers. Americans are mechanics. Americans are school teachers. Americans are mom and pop businesses.
And flaming! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
People see my physique and assume I'm just some dumb Chad. But in reality, I graduated 5th in my law school class, magna cum laude. I got awards for getting the highest grade in my class in constitutional law, criminal law, and legal analysis and writing. I knew I was the smartest I'd ever been in my life.
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.
Heard from the Attorney General and the U.S. Attorney, former FBI Director James Comey has now been indicted for 2 felony counts. While many of you may read this indictment and view this matter as a simple investigation, it is the farthest thing from that. Every single investigation this FBI and our partners at the Department of Justice undertake, especially those that involve the threats to harm or hurt or even kill individuals, whether they hold public office or civilians in our country, are met with the same measure of investigative prowess and tools and personnel in partnership with the Department of Justice as anyone else. As the U.S. Attorney indicated, James Comey will be afforded every matter of due process under the United States Constitution. And as the Attorney General indicated, this has been a case that's been investigated over the past 9, 10, 11 months. These cases take time. Our investigators work methodically. They are career agents, career prosecutors who work these matters. They call the balls and strikes in the field as they see fit, pursuant to the facts of the case and the law. They took that information and made a presentment to a grand jury, a jury of peers in the district in which the alleged crime took place. And that grand jury spoke, and that grand jury returned a 2-count indictment against James Comey.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Kamal.
85 Slim.
What's good? It's Ken Billions. What's happening?
So James Comey has been indicted again. This is his second time being indicted. Kamal, how do you feel about James Comey being indicted? Or you say you didn't know much about the case, right?
No, I didn't know much about Berber. I mean, I heard about him like one other time, but I didn't know what. But it seemed like he doing the same thing that these rappers do, man, getting indicted over and over again. God damn. Shit.
So I'm gonna play the arrest so everybody know who he is and what's going on.
Kate, Jim Comey is expected to go back to that federal courthouse where he previously beat a set of criminal charges to face this new indictment. He faces 2 counts. One is for threatening the president, and the other is about transmitting that threat over interstate commerce lines, so posting it on the internet where people all over the nation and the world could see it. This new development this morning is that he is going to be self-surrendering, so the FBI or the U.S. Marshals are not going to pick him up and arrest him, but Comey is expected to be placed under arrest. We're still waiting to hear timing on when he will appear in court, but in this situation, he is going first to the Eastern District of Virginia's federal courthouse to appear before a judge there. That's because he lives in that district, so we expect him to be in that area. But the case itself, it's out in North Carolina, in the court district that covers the beaches there. The judge that will oversee it is a judge that has been on the bench for quite some time, but we'll see exactly how things go today. We know that Comey expects to mount quite a significant defense to this. The Justice Department has said that they took this very seriously as a threat, and this post 8647 in Seychelles they looked into for 9 or 10 months. The grand jury approved the indictment, but Comey, he said he never intended any harm.
Ken, do you feel like the 8647 is a legitimate threat?
Yeah, for sure. Because when you say we're gonna 86 this person, that's to get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? People ain't dumb. You know what I mean? That's is 86 is get somebody up out of here. Anybody in the earth, anybody from the soil know what that means. You're gonna get somebody 86. I'm gonna get you out of here. Something gonna happen to you. Either way, your body, something happened to your body. You know what I'm saying? So that's intentional. These are college educated people. They know exactly what they're doing.
Can we call this nigga dumb? Like we will call like artists that do this shit. He putting this shit on Instagram and shit, y'all. Like he really like that shit dumb as hell.
For sure. So if people don't know what it means, I'm gonna play this clip so people know what it actually means.
Though this is about the picture that he put up of the seashells that say 8647, where he wrote in the caption, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." Is that serious enough to merit? He ended up taking that down and saying he didn't realize that some folks. He said that he didn't realize some folks associated it with violence and that he opposed violence of any kind.
Well, James Comey is a very intelligent man. I would assume he knows what the term 86 means. I was a waiter for some time. When you 86 an order, you kill the order. When you 86-45, that is tantamount to saying killing the President of the United States. He should have known that.
When you 86 an order, you get rid of the order, right? Correct. But you're not actually, I mean, you're not killing the food. I just want to be clear. When you
kill the order, it's the same principle, Brianna. We can agree to disagree.
I hear what you're saying, but there could be room for debate on that. And certainly,
why even put something out there like that?
I mean, a very good question. But a very good question. But do you indict over it? Is my question.
I have not seen this specific indictment. What is?
Slim, you missed Monday. You wanted to give your thoughts on the assassination attempt. So, when something like that happened, do you feel like this needs to be prosecuted because this type of rhetoric is out there?
I mean, here's one thing. There's freedom of speech and then there's threats, right? We all entitled to the freedom of speech, but we all should know when you're taking it too far. So this has been going on, damn near 10 years, all the rhetoric, all the things of, wishing death on this brother. And at the end of the day, this is what it turns out to, man. There's a lot of people in this country and there's a lot of people who believe whatever. We got people who believe that men can actually be pregnant. So just imagine the mindset of people who hate this person and what they feel for him. And based on all this media training that they actually received, man, during the course of the years. So, yeah, man, indict that motherfucker. I don't like that motherfucker anyway.
So I'm going to play Comey going on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or it was Stephen Colbert after all of this happened. So, Kamal, him laughing, do you feel like that was disrespectful? What's your thoughts on that?
Hell yeah, it's disrespectful. This nigga retarded. I'm sorry. Like, come on, bro. He out here like, well, I didn't know. I mean, 86, man, it's a number. It looked good on the sand. I mean, one time it mean to kick out, and then the other time it mean to kill. Come on, bro. It was a threat, bro. Stop acting dumb, man. These politicians retarded as hell. I'm telling you, bro. This shit like reality TV though. Keep the clips coming, bro. Like this shit is entertaining as hell. I'm telling you.
They're not retarded though. They play dumb, but they're not dumb. You can't have those positions and be dumb.
Right? And I think some of these people are retarded, bro. I gotta disagree.
They only do that on camera. They only do that on camera. And remember, there's always governments inside of governments, right? So we have people that are in the American government that have Congress seats, they're senators, they're part of the establishment, but they're also part of inside governments, inside of the government. Not everybody like Trump. Not everybody like a Republican. Not everybody like Democrat. Everybody got their own agenda. So everybody's affiliated with their own secret groups. It's circles within circles. You know what I'm saying? So you pass messages along like that in public because the public has no clue what it is. They have passwords. They have handshakes. They'll do shit like this. Somebody was supposed to get that message. You don't do something like this in public. It's not symbolism. There's that somebody else is receiving that. They only play dumb on TV. They're not dumb.
Ken, I agree with you, but I think this nigga James is dumb. I'm sorry. I think he wanted to dumb. You feel me?
Well, this is Comey's response to it.
Oh, they're back. This time about a picture of seashells on a North Carolina beach a year ago. And this won't be the end of it. But nothing has changed with me. I'm still innocent. I'm still not afraid. And I still believe in the independent federal judiciary. So let's go. But it's really important that all of us remember this is not who we are as a country. This is not how the Department of Justice is supposed to be. And the good news is we get closer every day to restoring those values. Keep the faith.
Skeptic, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
What's your thoughts on the whole Comey situation?
I think I remember hearing about this, where about the seashells and stuff, and I forget what that was supposed to represent, but I want to say that it meant something. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really have many thoughts on it. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little because I have new equipment and it's not working. It makes me so upset. But anyways.
For sure. So we'll go to the next topic because King Charles came here and he spoke to Congress. So here are some of the clips that he said and what he had to talk about.
Principles reiterated, often verbatim, in the American Bill of Rights of 1791. And those roots go even further back in history. The US Supreme Court Historical Society has calculated that Magna Carta is cited in at least 160 Supreme Court cases since 1789, not least as the foundation of the principle that executive power is subject to checks and balances.
Skeptic, what's your thoughts on that?
What is that for? I have no idea. I didn't even watch what.
King
What
Charles,
is-
he talked to Congress and he was basically talking about checks and balances. He was talking about the government. Basically, he was talking about the United States.
It's interesting because what the Supreme Court did today, like it's so interesting when I look at other people's viewpoints, like on America, when Americans ourselves, especially people of color, are losing our rights on the daily. I don't know if you guys saw what the Supreme Court ruled today against the Voting Rights Act, but literally they are dismantling what protects us from having the right to vote and not have the government or like local governing powers intervene with our vote, right? So they literally are dismantling the rights that are protecting us. So like to hear him talk about the Magna Carta or like talk about checks and balances, there is no checks and balances in our own government. Like literally, this nation is literally being dismantled from the inside out. Like the things that are currently happening now that we're seeing with this administration, a bunch of people that are unqualified, that are doing things that they don't understand are going to be detrimental to us for generations, is mind blowing to then hear people from the outside looking in saying things like checks and balances. Checks and balances it doesn't apply to this nation anymore. All three branches of government are corrupt, and they have all kind of been pressured to do whatever this man wants them to do.
Okay, interesting. So we'll play a funny clip. This is Trump talk about his parents.
My wonderful mother, Mary McLeod. Mary McLeod was born in Stornoway, Scotland, the Hebrides, and that's what they call very serious Scotland. There's no question about it. Some places they say, well, was it really Scotland? The Hebrides, that's real serious Scotland. That's where they had their greatest of warriors, their greatest of warriors. She came to America at 19, met my incredible father. We loved him so much. We all loved him. We loved her. We loved him, Fred, and they were married for 63 years. And excuse me if you don't mind. That's a record we won't be able to match, darling. I'm sorry. Just not going to work out that way. We'll do well, but we're not going to do that well.
Can you laugh at what you think about him saying that?
Oh man, shit, WWE, bro. Like it's WWE. You know what I mean? The fact that like people really was stop talking to each other. People really get fired over this shit. People really be beefing over this shit. This shit is not real. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that people go back and forth and pick a side, like this shit is not real. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not real. You are literally watching like the real world. You know what I mean? Where the truth is stranger than fiction. I wouldn't be surprised if these people were NPC characters. for real. This shit is not real. And the investment, you know what I'm saying, that the public has in trying to make something real that's not real. The people pay for it.
For sure. So I'm gonna play something that went viral. Trump wants his picture in all the passports.
State Department is rolling out a new limited edition passport that includes a picture of President Trump. The State Department posted what it called a sneak peek on social media. It shows the president's image on the inside cover with his signature in gold lettering at the bottom. The back cover shows a more traditional scene of the Declaration of Independence. The release is part of the commemorations marking the 250th anniversary of American independence. It's also the latest effort to put Mr. Trump's mark on the nation, which includes his images on government buildings, his name on what was the Kennedy Center, and a planned arch in Washington, among others.
Support journalism.
So we'll go around the room and we'll see who all is excited about Trump face being in the passport. Come on, you first. Are you excited?
Hell no, with that nigga goddamn face on the passport. What the fuck? To be honest, man, it's kind of minute though. At the end of the day, if it's there, it's gonna be there. You feel me? But let me address somebody in the chat because I feel like addressing people in the chat. Hey, Mr. Wavy, you feel me? I'm not looking for no tail because your mama drained my nuts last night, bro. Shut your dumb ass up. All right. Anybody else in the chat gonna talk shit? I'm in a shit talking mood today. So if y'all want to talk shit, I'm gonna flame your ass. Second of all, if Trump wants his goddamn, you know what? Let's go all the way. Let's put Harriet Tubman on a $25 bill. Make a $25 bill at this point. We gonna get all the way wacky, right? Fuck it. I'm with all the wackiness. You feel me?
Ken, what about you?
What can I do with it? If it's limited edition, like you know how you get like a limited edition Michael Jordan upper deck card, like what can I do with it? If it's limited edition and I got if I'm one of the few that have it, what does it allow me to do? You know what I'm saying? Does it allow me to move a certain type of way? Like this the thing. I don't forget that Trump has a history of business, right? So if I got the limited edition Trump passport, what can I do with it? If I can do something with it, then let me get that shit. That's one. Two, I'll remove my personal things to the side. In terms of legacy, right? Because that's what this shit is all about, right? Planting your face all over the place, putting your name all over the place. In terms of legacy and empire, I'm not mad at what he be doing. In terms of just some patriarchal, I don't give a fuck, I'm putting my family's name type shit and playing the game, because this happens all around the world. Attila the Hun, Idi Amin, you trying to go down as one of them ones that history talk about, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not mad. It's legacy play. I'm not mad.
Slim?
Oh, I feel the same way, man. I think it's fire. I mean, we got all these presidents on cash. At the end of the day, Ken is on to something because, number one, I like it for the fact that we could piss liberals off that like to travel. So they go ride around with that shit. So that's the first thing. Second of all, once your passport actually expires, that's a collector's item. So you can actually sell that for something if you really think and if you know what's up. So good thought, Ken.
Skeptic?
I don't know who's gonna want to buy that whenever this man is done destroying this nation. Like it's kind of a crazy thing to me, to be honest with you. And also, I will say, like, regardless of what Americans are going through, this man is continuously thinking about himself. Kudos for him for being like top-notch narcissist. Doesn't matter how many millions of Americans have lost food stamps, how many thousands of Americans have lost health care, how many Americans now cannot afford to live day-to-day life, how many people have not gotten an increase in pay at all in the last couple of years. Like, it doesn't matter how hard Americans are struggling. You know what he thinks about? You know what? I want to put my face on your passport. On top of everything that you have to deal with day to day and how upset you are and how much harder I've made your life, I want you to see my face anytime anyone can travel out of this nation.
Skeptic, in fairness, though, you can't be a president without being a narc, though. You have to be a narc. I don't care who sits there. You
I'm
have to
sure.
be a narc to be a president. The way that you're psychologically wired, right? You can literally call somebody, right? You have the CIA in your back pocket as a ninjas to do your bidding, right? You literally can affect the way other countries' history goes, right? You can put sanctions on them, right? To even want that position, you have to be wired a certain kind of way.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think that people that tend to be more on the spotlight and want positions of power a lot of the time probably lean more towards narcissistic traits, like as far as their personality goes. But I think that you can still have empathy and you can still at least try to act like you care about people and not be so stuck on yourself and in love with yourself and really not give a crap about anybody else. I think this man takes the cake for that for sure. And I will also say it's funny and like interesting to say that these are all games until the games start really affecting your day-to-day life. Like you can say it's not real if you want to, but then when you can't afford food because the cost of living has spiked in the last 6 months, it kind of turns real for some people. You can say like, oh, who cares about politics? And I'm not just talking to you, Ken. I just have had conversations today of people who have been saying like, I don't do politics. Politics is going to do you. And when you get to, if you're on food stamps or if you're on welfare, you get to the cashier register and you swipe your card and it declines. Guess what? That was politics. So sometimes it doesn't matter whether or not you're interested in things. Some things you have to get active in because they do control the world around you.
Mia, how do you feel about the Trump passport situation? Oh, was that what we was talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fucking retarded, but I mean, to each their own. To each their own. Well, am I going to get a new Trump passport? No. But are there plenty of people out there who will? Sure. I mean, I could personally care less. It's a little ridiculous, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're willing to spend extra money for his face, then I guess do what you got to do with your own money. Like, who am I to tell you how to spend your dollars? As long as it's going in the U.S. Treasury, I don't care what you buy. So
now, can I one more thing too to what Skeptic's point about people can't afford food. So like it's very interesting though, because like I'm from very poor areas. Nobody starved to death. And I grew up in the 80s and the 90s where drugs was running rampant, right? Though the people were extremely resourceful, right? To be in America, you gotta have some hustle. Now, I meet all the statistics in terms of I'm not supposed to have shit, but you gotta have some hustle though. Sometimes the people saying I can't afford to get things, these are not 80 and 90-year-old people. They're people my age in their 40s. Some people only have an employee mindset. That's 100. In America, you gotta know how to grind. You gotta know how to pull resources. You gotta know how to look up a food bank. You gotta know how to barter. You gotta know how to hustle. It's not just go to work, come home, kick my feet up. You got to have your head on the swivel. So what's happening in the world, period, is technological and economic Darwinism, where them days is over. You gotta mate a certain type of way. You can't have children with just anybody. You can't just get any kind of degree. You got to have a different kind of hustle because AI is going to make humans either shit or get off the pot. That's 100. Everybody ain't gonna go.
But can I say something to you though, Ken, about that? You can only squeeze people so much. Like you can only squeeze people for so long and so hard until they completely lose it. And you start seeing the things that we're seeing now. You will see people just revolt or just go off because having people live multiple career people, like people that work for the government, having to live with a roommate because they cannot afford to live by themselves and have an apartment while they're working 40 hours a week and cannot even have children because they can't even afford to live themselves. Like you can only do that to people for so long until people completely lose it and say, what the hell am I even living for at this point? Let me just go all out and blame everything on everyone. And in part, this happened in the United States before, where they took the poor people and they made them pay high amounts of rent. They couldn't even afford to eat, and they worked the skin off of their hands. And guess what happened to the people? They finally got to the point where they were like, what the hell do I have to lose? Let's just go all out. Let's just revolt against these people. And the oligarchs who have the complete power will eventually have to fall. We have to just get enough courage to get up and say, this is enough. And I feel like the way that we're seeing these elections go is the people saying enough is enough.
You know who's gonna survive? Crackheads. I grew up around crackheads. And them crackheads, they're not starving. They don't come from nothing. All they know is this. So if they haven't lived in an environment with a roommate, they're not tripping, right? A lot of the things that people are feeling the crunch, I ain't gonna hold you. It's a little bit of American privilege, because when you leave the country, people living way worse, right? So you're feeling a little crunch of American privilege, but I grew up around have-nots. This is all we know. So just having a little bit is like, ooh, we never had much in the first place. So guess who's not? Guess the cream will rise to the top, right? There's going to be a certain group of people that are from tough environments anyway. They're going to be the ones, as America shift forward in AI, they're going to survive because they've been surviving. They never had shit anyway. So they're going to be the ones learning how to use AI. They're going to be the ones with multiple hustles. They come from nothing anyway. They don't even feel it.
So I think.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think you guys are both, I think the truth lies in the middle. I think eventually, and revolutions are never started by the poor people. They're started by the middle class. They're started by the middle people who can't afford to live anymore, and they don't want to be poor and they're pissed off. So I think and at the same time, Ken, to your credit, we've had poor people for an eternity, a millennia. There will always be an underserved, underprivileged, underclass. There will always be. You'll never live in a utopia society where we do not have poor people. However, we are seeing the middle class in the United States basically fail at such an alarming rate. It wouldn't surprise me in the next year or two if we didn't have some sort of revolution. Because people are already to the point now where, to skeptics' credit, they're already pushed beyond their breaking point. It's when you have the kids who grew up with something who are unable to keep perpetuating that something, that get angry and pissed off and light shit on fire because they expect the world given to them and they're not getting it. It's never the poor people that are going to start the fires. It's going to be the middle class suburban kids that start the fires because they're wondering why they can't live the same way that their parents and their grandparents lived. And we're seeing it now. There's over 78 fires started in the United States as we speak that is not on TV. People are burning shit everywhere. You name it, everything is starting to burn now. They're not putting it on the TV, but it's going to hit the mainstream soon enough. And then, we'll see.
Mia, from your POV, what would they be fighting for? Like people that are used to stuff or think they are owed or promised, I want to live like my grandparents, or the middle class, what would they actually be fighting for?
What they're owed, what they feel that they're owed. Because you're going to think you got to put yourself in the mindset of those suburban kids. They think they're owed to this. This is the life that they watched their grandparents, their parents, their families, their cousins, their neighborhood. They believe they're owed the American dream. You were raised and ingrained to say the Pledge of Allegiance to a flag with the intended outcome of being able to have the American dream. And when you can't get that American dream, after you said the Pledge of Allegiance, after you've done everything, after you've taken on this debt, after you've paid your taxes, after you've literally done everything that your elders told you to do, that the government told you to do, and at the end you still can't make it across the finish line or even halfway there, they're going to do it because they feel like they're owed, and they're going to burn everything to the ground because these people will have an anger that us poor kids will never know because we're so used to having nothing and grinding for something. When you grow up poor, you don't give a fuck. You learn to make meals. You're making 15 bean soup with some ham hocks. I don't care. I'm never going to starve, bro. But you have these suburban kids that have never had, like you said, never had to hustle, and they are going to fight for what they think they're owed. And it's very interesting. I don't even think it's going to be poor people. It's going to be rich white kids or middle class kids that are really going to start fucking shit up.
Gray, you got a upbeat clip. This depressing as hell, y'all. Mia, like, we about to burn shit down. Everything gonna burn down.
I hope they do.
The
I
only
hope they
way
do
of
it.
making out of this is either being rich or become a crackhead. God
You
damn.
know how cheap the property
You blame
the
the people.
property
You
taxes
blame
are going to
them.
be. Burn it all down, and then we're gonna do what like the wealthy white people do. We're gonna come in and we're gonna snatch acres for pennies on the dollar. Burn it all down. I'm good.
Okay.
Burn it all.
God damn.
Well, it's not upbeat, but I'm gonna get to like the hood clip, so but it's funny.
Oh.
You have a kid.
I raised 2 kids that's not mine though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I raised a 14-year-old, all right, and I raised like a 4-year-old, 3-year-old. She 3.
So is they mama looking for love?
Nah, they mama, I don't know. I didn't kill they mama and baby daddy, so nigga.
You killed their mama, baby daddy.
Man, keep it on. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah.
What the fuck wrong with you?
What you mean? I'm on that in my city though. That's what I'm on. That's what I got these 2 dreads for.
So you killed.
I raised my sister kid, and then I support my other goddaughter.
You killed they daddy and took care of them.
I mean, yeah. What the fuck you gonna do?
What are we
Is that the
watching?
right thing or the wrong thing to do though? Like,
This is a dating show. So Kamal, how you feel about him saying on a dating show on camera?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm be honest. I saw that clip, and every time I see that clip, he looked like he killed a nigga. He wearing shoes in the pool. What nigga you know wearing shoes in the pool? Look at he wearing tennis shoes in the damn pool. Okay, if that ain't a clear sign, I don't know what to tell you. At least he raised the kids though. What you feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, shit, man. What can I say?
For sure, but that makes sense. So we'll get to the upbeat stuff. Let's talk about Clay and Megan Thee Stallion breaking up.
Oh my God.
Stallion and Clay Thompson have broken up, and the internet has some strong thoughts. Megan announced their breakup on Instagram, and she didn't hold back, opening her Instagram with one word: cheating. She then claimed Thompson got cold feet, writing, quote, "Holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous?" She ended the post with, "I need a real break." In a statement to CNN, Megan said, "I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity." Thompson hasn't publicly responded and hasn't responded to CNN's request for comment. The pair went public with their relationship last July, often posting each other on social media and receiving support from fans. Some of Megan's fans went into defense mode when news of the split and cheating allegations broke. Fans began flooding comment sections and posting clips in support of Megan and criticizing Thompson. Within days of sharing the breakup news, the Grammy-winning rapper also announced that she'll be leaving her role as Howard Zidler in Broadway's Moulin Rouge the musical, 3 weeks earlier than planned. No reason was given. Outside of the internet, Megan has received an outpouring of support, with many cheering her on through heartbreak.
So let's start with the guys. Ken, how do you feel about the whole breakup with Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion?
I feel like you shouldn't expect a person in their mid-30s that have made $300 million to be monogamous. I mean, monogamy is a poor man's game, historically, just speaking. It's a poor man's game. If you're looking for that type of thing and you just want him to yourself, personally, I think you should go older, right? And you shouldn't angle a person in their 20s or 30s. First of all, he's an athlete, right? So his libido is extremely high. His testosterone is extremely high, right? Made $300 million, right? I would not expect that. If I had a daughter, I would not. If you want that kind of dynamic, go older. To me, go older. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't broke up with Meg. I like hoes, so he's straight. I ain't gonna know him. I like a good whore. I don't date women based on what men think. I'm down with the Lilith. So she got money too. She hella fun. She can spit bars. That relationship hella fun. And let me say this. I don't think she's traditional. I think she's down with whatever as long as her man can keep it real with her. Right? She did wet ass pussy. You could bring Meg fuck with girls. Right? But a lot of men don't want to give women a say so in how they move. Right? But I like a good hoe. So
all right, for sure. So I'm gonna play this clip on what this girl had to say about Klay Thompson.
didn't know Klay Thompson before Meg Thee Stallion. We didn't know Stephon Diggs before Cardi B. And while these guys have more money than these girls have social and global influence. Meg Thee Stallion made Klay a global star, whether he wants to admit it or not. Cardi B made Stephon Diggs a global star, whether he wants to admit it or not. These men like to use these women for come-ups and for social status because, like, don't ever get it twisted, girls. Social currency is still a currency. Social currency is, if you are well known in your circle and you are well respected, a guy can use that for social come-up because being with you makes him look good. Being with you makes him look like he's somebody, like, oh, like, if Meg Thee Stallion is dating him, he must be popping. He must be giving guys. You need to be very, very careful because guys are users just like girls. I would even say more. A guy knows when he has a woman that he can use to make himself look better. And I think sometimes the insecurity that we have in ourselves do not allow us to see what we are actually worth, what our currency is. But a man can see it. A man can see your value economically before you.
You said it was static, Mia?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was us or if it was the video that you were playing.
What the hell?
You're a basketball fan. What you think?
Man, she really thinks Meg Thee Stallion had more fame than Klay Thompson. Like, seriously? She has to be. Where's she from? London, right? So she has no clue that this guy won championships. He's one half of the Splash Brothers, shooting threes like crazy. Like, that's crazy to me that she would even say that, even about Steph Diggs. But anyway, I think it's bullshit, man. I mean, Meg Thee Stallion, she outside, she a regular chick. I don't even know why she even thought Klay was gonna be loyal like that. Like, I don't understand it. She from the streets, and all she did was deal with dudes from the streets, and she elevated. So she started out with rappers, executives. Now she into basketball players, sports athletes. She gonna have somebody else in like 2 weeks. That's just how they get down. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't understand why they make it so public. You know what I mean? That shit is bullshit to me. But, you know, to each his own. We gotta have something to talk about.
Hey, Gray, by the way, I'm gonna tell Tariq Nasheed on that tether. She's a tether. She's over here in FBA business. I'm letting Tariq Nasheed know ASAP.
Why? Wait a minute. Why you call Megan Thee Stallion a tether?
No, the girl that was just talking.
Oh, Idris Sheba. Yeah, she
yeah. Get out of FBA.
Now,
get out of FBA
Ken,
business.
I'm glad you brought this up. Let me clear the room for people, right? Tether don't mean a black immigrant. I'm tired of you motherfuckers saying that bullshit. All right, it means somebody that's undermining us. Okay, get the shit right and get it right now. All right, I'm tired of y'all misusing tether. Talk about it's a slur, all that horse crap. I'm clearing up the room now. It does not mean a black immigrant. Okay, it means somebody that's undermining us as a lineage. So a fucking Mexican could be a tether.
That is a black immigrant, though.
Huh?
I said tethers are traditionally black immigrants that undermine African Americans or black Americans, if you will, right? Like, in order to be an actual, it would be such a stretch to call somebody of Hispanic descent a tether. I feel like we would, if they would have to be an immigrant of some sort. They can't be FBA, and if you're not FBA, you're an immigrant. There's only two options. You got to be an immigrant of something. First gen, second gen. You can't be FBA in order to be a tether.
The key word is undermining. See, a lot of people forget the undermining part. Y'all just think it's just an immigrant. It's not just a fucking immigrant. That's
well, what if these immigrants keep undermining? Damn it, they're the same.
Hey, hold on now. Hold on now. All right. So there you go. See, Ricky in the building. It's a description. It's an action. You feel me? You could be a black immigrant. You can't. You could be an immigrant and not be a tether. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm glad you brought that up, Ken. I'm glad we had to clear that up real quick.
But come on, that was tether babble right there. Like, they're way in another country, and she's saying that nobody knew who Klay Thompson was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, That's just false.
But this is my thing, Ken. It's not undermining us as a lineage. She just talked about one person. That's the thing. You feel me? It's not a collective thing where she's undermining the whole lineage itself, right? She just talked about Klay Thompson. So she's not really a tether. Hell, she could be for us getting cash reparations. I don't fucking know. We don't know. We just talk about a nigga that hoop that slapped somebody that gave out a song talk about her puss. So, I'm just saying.
I'm asking
you got a comment on the Klay Thompson, Megan Thee Stallion situation?
Yeah, I will say. Oh, the funniest comment that I've seen is that he looks like the PBS logo. Like, I literally laughed out loud, y'all. They literally have side profiles of him, and they've compared it to the PBS kids, like the logo thing, which I think is hilarious. I'll say this: as women, we don't like keep up with men that play sports the way that men do. And I'm gonna give it to Klay Thompson. She did not make him famous per se. He did not make her famous. She was not just a regular gal. She also has a lot of fame. He does too. I feel like they were in the same, whatever bracket you want to call it. They were both attractive people. I think I agree with the notion that sometimes women can we think that we're going to make someone commit by doing all the things that we think they want to see. And you sometimes have to let the man show you that he wants to commit. Like, just because you cook for him and do all these things doesn't mean that he's going to commit to you. And, whether you like it or not, men are kind of like weird the way that they think. And the way that you've been presented before, you have to kind of prove to him that he wants to settle down with you. So I think that she kind of jumped the gun and thinking he's going to commit because I'm doing these things. And then when he didn't, she was like, how dare you not, So I think I can see the misinterpretation or how they both did not really understand what was going on and how maybe he was just having fun, but she saw this as a relationship that was going to go long term. So I get why she's upset, and I get why women are upset about the situation, because to us it looks like she cooked for your family for Thanksgiving. She was talking about my man. Like, she was trying to get it settled down. Like, she was taking this very serious, and here you are just like, whatever, I don't want to be monogamous. But I can understand from both perspectives, the way men look at it, the way women look at it. We kind of look at things differently.
That's that's a crazy indication of where we're at. Like, especially when you're grown. I cooked for you. Yo.
No, but this was Thanksgiving, though. Hold on now. She made greens for him. She made the whole shebang. Come on. I don't know how many women are cooking Thanksgiving dinner for their boyfriends. I'm just saying, I wouldn't have done it, but I'm just saying from her perspective.
Now think about it. Think about it. Not dudes online crying about women. I'm talking about dudes that are used to women and have an abundance mindset. Someone making you food is not that special, unless what I'm saying. That's kind of it becomes the bare minimum of something that you're used to. We are talking about a dude that has made over $300 million in his life. That's that part right there. How women typically show up in the performance of what they think femininity is. He's a dude with a big bag. He's 6'5". They're gonna perform with that.
Well, I mean, so I guess let's add context to the relationship, right? I think the reason, in my opinion, that Megan is so upset, that people are so upset, they bought a house together. You don't just buy houses with your booty call. You don't just go out and go buy a $3 million house with anybody. You know what I mean? Men spend money on things that are important to them. Right? Men take normal men hide. I don't want to say they hide their family, but they keep their family close to them. I mean, this man had her with his family. They were doing family dinners together, not just Thanksgiving, but legitimate family dinners. They were going on his boat together, with his family. They were buying houses together. They were buying cars together. There was a literal life. People need to stop acting like he wasn't being that they weren't in this real, they weren't in a real relationship. And I would say a reasonably public relationship. They were posting that they were buying this house together. They were posting that he was taking her on the boat with his family, and like she was fully involved with his family. Because mind you, Megan doesn't have family. Her parents are dead, right? Most of us on this live still have our parents. She has nothing. So, I mean, to her, that would be a very big deal. And she would have told him that, you know, this man went to college. It's not like he's a complete idiot. And he's almost 40 years old. And I can understand why she'd be upset, because they did all of these things together. He brought her into the family. His family accepted her. And then to turn around and say, I don't know if I could be monogamous after we bought the house together, after I've introduced you to my family, after I've made you a part of the family, after we've done all these things that traditional couples do. Now it's, I'm fucking mad bitches in different cities. I'm potentially exposing you to multiple STDs. I am just playing in your face. I can understand why she's upset. Like, it's not like there were booty calls. I mean, these people were in a full-blown relationship. So let's put some real context on this, right? You know what I mean?
But Mia, we can't run it through a traditional context, because he makes $50 million a year. That's not traditional money. So
she makes money too, though. Like,
yeah,
so,
but even them getting a $3 million house, let's just say Clay fit the bill. Let's just say the credit score is 800. He put $80,000 on it. What we're saying is not a much to a person that's making $50,000 a year. These people throw money around like it's nothing. And then there's people that every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, you bring a new woman to the shit. Ask the women in his family. Oh, this is what he does. Clay was public with Coco Jones. He's had other chicks, right? There are some people that pull up with their work to all the family events. So Megan is at a deficit because she doesn't have no family. But for some, what we're doing is my regular. And you can kind of tell how the public, the social media is going off. You can tell that most people live in lack. Most people never dated. Most people never got brought to Thanksgiving. Most people never did the things I was married 16 years. To me, that's regular shit. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can really bring me into nothing I haven't seen before. I'm international. I've done certain things. But the way the public is talking, you can tell the majority of people that are living vicariously through these relationships, they live in lack. They've never experienced that shit. They've never rolled first class. Many people don't even got passports. They've never been invited to a Thanksgiving or Christmas or to meet somebody else's parent. This is why they need these relationships to work, because they live in a state of lack and they're in fight or flight.
I mean, I don't disagree. I definitely agree to that, because obviously we all live vicarious through some celebrities and some of the shit that they do. We're like, wow, that seems really freaking cool. I wish I could do that. Like, that's absolutely normal. But for me, what I find is so crazy is that everybody will bend over backwards to make excuses for disrespect. Like, and you know, disrespect knows no color, knows no socioeconomic status, like literally knows nothing. Disrespect is disrespect. And people will literally bend over backwards to just be like, oh, well, he's rich and he's this and he's that. It's like, dude, they were in a real relationship. I'm so sick and tired of people acting like they were not in a situationship. They were in a legitimate, real relationship. Obviously, I'm not part of that relationship, but clearly, according to Megan anyways, there was cheating and there was this. It's okay to be like, hey, that was kind of disrespectful. I mean, it's okay to say it, even though he's rich. Rich men can be disrespectful, just the way poor men can be disrespectful. Everybody can be disrespectful. It's just crazy to me. The mental gymnastics motherfuckers will do because some dude's rich. Acting like rich men can't be disrespectful to people.
I agree.
Like, what?
Ugly, raggedy, broke. It don't matter.
And women too. Women too can be disrespectful.
I was about to say that. Women too. It don't matter. Ugly, raggedy, don't have nothing in the bank account. Doesn't matter. They can be disrespectful. But I will say, you know, sometimes people don't understand what type of dynamic the relationship is in. And some, like from what I have seen, because I've seen a lot of situations where I'm like, well, did you guys talk about it? And a lot of the times people just assume, no, it's understood. He understood. And it's like, well, maybe he didn't understand. And then sometimes the man's like, no, she understood. Obviously, why I would never take her seriously, like this and this and that. She dated this person that's related to me, whatever. So I think sometimes it can be miscommunication. That's what I'm choosing to believe, because I feel like at the end of the day, like they're two, like we forget that these people are people. Just because they're famous doesn't mean that they don't have emotions and they don't go through the same things that we do. Just because they have more money and maybe they buy yachts and do all these things, normal people make the same mistakes that famous people make, believe it or not. Like just because we see them in these positions doesn't mean that they don't go through the same things that we do.
So I'm gonna play the last clip of the night. It's about loyalty. I'm always loyal. So this is about James Franco.
Look, I'll admit, I did sleep with students. I didn't sleep with anybody in that particular class, but over the course of my teaching, I did sleep with students, and that was wrong. But like I said, it's not why I started the school. He was asked about me, and I just want to say I absolutely love Seth Rogen. You know, because I guess I'm talking about because a lot of people come up to me like, oh, I love Seth Rogen. I worked with him for 20 years. We didn't have one fight for 20 years, not one fight. He was my absolute closest work friend, collaborator, and you know, we just gelled. And what he said is true. You know, we aren't working together right now, and we don't have any plans to work together. Of course, it was hurtful, you know, in context, but I get it. You know, he had to answer for me because I was silent. He had to answer for me, and I don't want that. And so that's why, you know, it's one of the main reasons I wanted to talk to you today. Is I don't want Seth or my brother or anyone to have to answer for me anymore.
Mia, what's your thoughts?
I mean, were they underage?
That's what I'm thinking.
Why do we care?
Wait.
Were they underage? I mean, if they were of age, obviously it's not professional. But I mean, if they were consenting age, I mean, he's a movie star. I'm not surprised. Women do weird things for you know, for change if you're desperate enough. So I'm not really surprised. Were they underage? Like, is there a reason that he's catching heat for it besides it being unprofessional?
No, they were underage. He was just a professor. He was just teaching at his job. Things happen, and that's what happened.
Okay, that's like an open secret. I mean, has anybody been to college? I mean,
let's talk about loyalty for a second. Seth Rogen and his own brother cut him off just because he made a mistake when he was just working. Why is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he made a mistake when he was working. He didn't know, like, something happened.
okay, so his Seth Rogen and his brother cut him off because they have a morality, because they didn't think it was morally sound to be a teacher in a higher position having sex with your pupils. And that's a loyalty thing? Okay, well, some people want to go to heaven. Kudos to Seth Rogen and his brother. I mean, some people try to get into heaven. You never know when the world's getting. They're kind of clock that ticket. I mean, I still don't understand what the big deal is.
Man, can we tell the truth? We know what the big deal is. James Franco clapped one of them chicks in that acting class that Seth Rogen wanted some of that booty.
Ah, good call, man. Good call.
Right there.
Good call.
You're like, hold on now, James Franco. I wanted her.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
can't stand you. Come on
For
now.
sure.
You feel
For
me?
sure.
I will say
Good
this,
call.
right? And going back to the Klay Thompson thing, I'm very disappointed in you, Gray. You usually come with the clips, bruh. Why do you come with the one clip when Klay Thompson was sitting there and he was like, why am I with her? And Megan Thee Stallion at that sports award was yelling her ass off, drunk as hell at that table. Should have played that. Maybe he was embarrassed. We always hear that, right? You know what I mean? Women love to tell us that. Don't embarrass me if you do this shit over. Maybe Klay Thompson was embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Come on, not come on coming out with the receipt. Talk about some don't embarrass me. That's right. Don't embarrass me.
For sure. Did anybody have anything else to add on that one?
I mean, I don't know if this is just my perspective or what, but if you are a professor, I feel like if you are in a position of authority, I do feel like you are at an advantage, regardless of, and also you're older. I think it's gross. Like as a person, I would distance myself from you. I wouldn't be friends with someone like that. I just feel like that's a gross thing, regardless of if you're a professor, right? And these are your students and they're looking up to you, it's just like icky. Like it's an icky, like I just feel like you're the type of person that just I can't trust. And so like I wouldn't want it in my personal life. But I mean, if you really think about it, yeah, I don't think like you should go to jail per se if you didn't break the law, if they weren't underage. But I do think it's icky. Like you're an icky person. That's kind of weird.
Skeptic, I also think that modern humans haven't caught up yet because these new boundaries in regards to sex are new. These aren't old boundaries, right? When you look at Greek and Roman culture, even when they had their system with boys, pedagogy, right? They had with boys, right? This new morality for sex and boundaries, this is not old. We haven't been like saying these things. They weren't saying, I'm 42. They weren't saying these things when I was young. You know what I'm saying? Girls, they were 15 and their boyfriends were 23. That was regular. Now people are saying that's not right, but this is new, right? Even you're too old for that person. I never heard this kind of stuff growing up. That's professional. There should be a boundary right there. This is new morality. This wasn't happening. I didn't hear this when I was a teenager, even in my young 20s. So I don't think people have caught up to that. People feel different about certain things in society now. They're kind of still practicing how it was.
For sure. If you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell to know when we go live. Mia, what's your final thoughts?
This has been an interesting show, and I hope everybody has a good night. I had a long day at work. I'm tired.
Ebony, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, if you haven't gone and looked into the Voters' Right Act and how the Supreme Court today voted, I implore you to go and look at that. I think Florida has already started enacting certain things. I do believe that our rights are in question. I think that what is currently happening under this administration is a direct violation to our constitutional rights. You know, I always say don't let them trample on your constitutional rights. That's exactly what they're doing. And if you are not actively voting and you are not actively educating yourself with what's going on politically, I implore you, especially if you are a person of color, to go and educate yourself, because what's currently happening is a direct it's like a direct reflection of how this system is racist, and this system wants to implement racist ideas into the way that we move in this current government. So I am telling you, this is a big deal. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, and it blew my mind. The more that I dig into it, the more it's blowing my mind.
For sure. Slim, what's your final thoughts?
Man, don't go on that side of the world, whatever side she on over there. I ain't seen none of that shit. I've been black all my goddamn life. Just saying. But yeah, another great show, man. You know, new party, that's how we get down. All that relationship shit I wasn't into, but it was cool to listen to. But salute. Catch y'all next week. Or yeah, I'll catch you next week.
Ken?
Man, I think the bros need to stop caring about the opinions of men when they do their woman selection. It's very rare to come across a rich whore. And when you do, I think you need to tuck that. I think you need to keep that close. She's down with the shenanigans. She makes her own money. She's hot. She can rap. Who gives a fuck what guys are thinking about? I would have wifed it quick, and she likes women. Like this, it don't get better than that. She cook, fuck, she rich, she's a hoe. Like, bro, just ride it out, live happy ever after, and she'll pick a woman in the strip club for you that y'all can smash. You might can smash Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Meg got whole friends. It don't get better than that.
For sure. Kamal, what's your final thoughts?
I'm cracking up over here, bro. Ken, you killing me, bro. That shit funny as hell. Hey, real talk, Ken, you need to make a shirt, bro. The shirt need that phrase you make that you came up with, monogamy is the poor man's game. Nigga, that shirt would sell like a motherfucker. God damn, bro. Anyway, shout out to the new party. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Y'all go follow everybody. They on TikToks. Some got they on YouTube. You feel me? Appreciate everybody on the panel. This was a great show. Slim, I'm with you, bro. I don't talk about the relationship shit like that, but today was funny as hell. So I talked about it a little bit today, but I usually don't be on that shit. Yeah, y'all hit the notification bell for the new party, so you know when we go live. Also, hit a like and a share. Also, if you want to come over to my end, Kamal Johnson on YouTube, you see it right there. That's how you spell it. Type it in. Also, hit the notification bell. Shout out to the chat. Y'all's real cool today, except for that one dweeb. He was on some bullshit. You feel me? Yeah. James Comey, or whatever the hell his name is, bruh, indicted again. Bruh, just start rapping, bruh. You already doing what the rappers do. Shit, make you some coins, bruh. Also, what else we talked about? The Klay Thompson, Megan Thee Stallion thing. At the end of the day, I don't give a rat's ass about it. It's their relationship, but it's just fun to talk about. It's just something to chat about, make fun of, waste some time and shit. And then the last thing we talked about was James Franco. I'm like, okay, some people could look at it like an abuse of power, but we don't know how old these women were that, you know, that he had sex with in the goddamn acting class. And I think Seth Rogen and them was like, you know, I think they hating. I think James Franco gave one of them chicks to Franco and they just wasn't with it. So they was like, you know what? We don't want to be your friend no more. So that's how it go. But anyway, we'll be back at this tomorrow. You know, I appreciate y'all. Man Cave, appreciate it.
We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good night. Man Cave.
Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is proper. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's new work captures the spirit of we fight for independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, fire me!